Here comes Lazaire with it. His head man doesn't clear the zone. Here's a chance in front for Canton. Shot saved, Dusty DeLille. Puck along the boards. Michaud bangs it to the blue line. Simmons keeps it in. Into the corner it goes and in behind the net. There's a battle there as Mike Fisher throws a check on Lazaire. The puck goes free to Fisher. Fisher in behind, takes it side of the net, looks to center. It's knocked away, and it's picked up by Brandon Hall. Here's Hall, skates it ahead, flips it out to the blue line. We're going to have a penalty on Massena, I believe, as the Raiders touch the puck. And we're going to have a cross-check on the Red Raiders. Who gets the cross-check?
I'm not sure if it's going to be Zach Dupree or not. We'll wait and see. I believe it is.
Yeah.
He put a cross-check at Canton. Tremendous amount of pressure as they just outworked the Raider defense behind the net, winning the battles in the early going, battle of the boards. And Captain Robbie Whitcup trying to reverse that trend. He put a tremendous check on Cleet Spooner right down to our right. But the Bears really have it in first gear or third gear right now. I'll tell you, they're flying.
Face-off will come in the Massena zone. Raiders out to kill or try to kill the penalty. Flanagan out there to take the face-off against Ryan Ramo. Ramo and his brother Aaron are out there. We've got Hatch and Toth. Here's the shot from the blue line. Glove save, DeLille. That shot coming from the left point, and Eric Foote didn't get a lot on it.
And that whole sequence leading up to the penalty, Jerry, again, you hear us say so many times that Massena had a chance to clear the zone, unforced error, and just couldn't. They wanted to ice it, and, you know, they just could not clear the zone.
Off the face-off. Puck side of the net, goes in behind the net. There's a battle for it there. Golden Bears control. That's Dean Maxson. Maxson flips it in behind for Flanagan. Flanagan moving it around the boards to the blue line. Here's Simmons, winds up, fakes a shot, trying to move it in front. Good play by Hatch. He just kicks the puck into the corner. Simmons flips it into Flanagan, left corner. Flanagan takes it out, top of the dot, back to the point. Simmons, his shot through traffic, kicked into the corner. Actually, there wasn't much traffic in front. DeLille makes the save. Toth throws a check. The bouncing puck comes free. Bears trying to move it out in front. They got a man breaking, but it bounces into the corner off the stick of Aaron Ramo. Puck picked up by Flanagan again. He comes out by the blue line. Here's Flanagan. His shot through traffic, and that didn't get through. Hatch comes after it, winds up, and dumps it all the way down. He had Ramo breaking. Had that gotten through, comes back to Toth, and he'll just crank it down the ice.
Canton does an excellent job of moving through that slot, keeping the guy in the high slot, and moving, finding the open spot.
Puck comes back to the blue line, picked up there by Leduc, and he fires it. That's going to be in offsides on Massena. Whitcup was trying to get out of the zone. As Massena changed their penalty killers, Whitcup and Michaud out there, and Leduc just blasted it, but it was right at net.
I think you've got to do, whether you're on the power play on a regular shift, you've got to move in that offensive zone area. If you're covered in that slot, move, find to an open spot. Don't just get in there and park in one place.
Lipinski out there to face off against Whitcup. Off the draw, Lipinski has the puck underneath him, tries to flip it ahead. Whitcup gets a piece of it, comes to the Canton line. Golden Bears control, Cleet Spooner with it. He'll skate down the ice and dump it in Massena territory with 10 seconds left. Comes off the boards, DeLille plays it nicely, smartly into the corner. Leduc, but he doesn't clear. Another unforced non-clearing by Massena. Now, finally, the Raiders do dump it down the ice. And they kill the penalty. Shots are 5-2 Canton. Massena with 2 chances, Canton with 5, couple of them pretty good chances. Out to center ice, Lazaire flips it ahead, Whitcup trying to bust right down the middle, still has it. Here's Whitcup's shot, it bounces in behind the net. Didn't get a lot on it, it was a bouncer, and the puck comes into the corner. Raiders trying to put a little pressure on now the Golden Bears. Here's Michaud with it. Michaud gets tied up, and the whistle blows as Whitcup comes in to help out. And the face-off will come in Canton territory. Down to 8:32 remaining in period number 1. And on the Snyder & Snyder Attorneys at Law scoreboard, we're scoreless.
Again, the Raiders special team doing an excellent job through 2 games and now into the little bit of this third game. Canton 1 for 10 on the power play. Massena doing an excellent job killing.
Off the face-off, Brandon Hall flips it in the corner. After it is Ryan Ramo, excuse me. He gets taken to the boards by Flanagan, but comes away with it. Flips it behind the net. Picked up there by Cleet Spooner. Spooner takes a whack at it. Still inside Canton territory. Ramo trying to keep it in the zone. He does nicely. Here's Ramo. Centering pass in front. Levine can't get a shot off. Puck comes to the blue line. Hall keeps it in with a skate. Here's Levine. Centering pass. Oh, and Tubolino didn't have his stick on the ice. Didn't see it. And the puck dumped in behind the net. Picked up there by Corey Hayes. He's taken hard into the boards by Levine. Puck squirts free. Ramo digging for it along with Levine in the corner. Ramos manages to poke it free to the blue line. They battle for it there. Maxson with it. Maxson, Ramo, Hall is in there. Ramo finally squirts it free, but it's picked up by the Bears, not cleared. Here's Tubolino's shot. Goes into the corner. Puck picked up again by the defenseman, Corey Hayes. He battles for it. Raiders still in there digging. This is their best shift of the night so far, and they tie it up in the corner.
You know, when you're in that slot area around that offensive net, you've got to have that stick down ready. You never know when that puck's going to come to you. And that time, the Raider forward, he didn't realize it was going to come to him, and he had his stick up around his belly button, and it came right through the slot area. But he has it down on the ice. He gets a chance to put some wood on that.
Rupert out there to take the face-off with Mankies and Ramo. Face-off in the Canton zone to the right of goaltender Andy Sutherland. 7:32 left, about halfway through. Here's Leduc's shot, goes off a leg. I think it was a Massena leg, actually. Puck clear to the blue line, not out. Ramo takes a poke at it. They battle for it out by the blue line, and it's still in the zone. Comes free to Mankies, trying to barge his way through. He is just ripped, and the puck dumped out to center ice by the Bear. Mankies taking a heavy check. He's right back up again. Pops up just like a cork. Now the puck to Rupert. Rupert lost it off the end of his stick. Bears clear it back out. Mankies takes a whack at it. Back to Rupert. He flips it in the zone. Simmons clears it back to the neutral zone. Bears try to pick it up. There's a battle there. Ramo, he gets hauled down. The puck comes to Rupert. He flips it in. The Raiders on a delay offsides. Simmons back to pick it up. Good shift by this Rupert line. Raiders make a change. The Whitcup line back out. They clear it to center ice. Canton does. The bouncing puck up into the Massena bench, and we'll have a face-off with 6:45 left in period number 1. And on the Snyder and Snyder Attorneys at Law scoreboard in this D1 championship, it's scoreless.
Keith Simmons, captain of the Bears on defense, caught Thomas Mankies with his head down and just leveled him. Just a solid bone-crushing check.
Lipinski's line out now against the Whitcup line. Whitcup picking up the puck off the face-off, skates it ahead. Here comes Whitcup. Right down the middle, takes it across, goes into the corner, right side of the goalie, trying to center it. Lost it off the back of his stick, and is picked up by the Bears as they'll move it back the other way. Now the puck goes in the corner. That was Brian Parker trying to clear the zone, stolen away in front. Foster me-shot, he fanned on the shot, and the puck comes to Cleet Spooner. Spooner dumps it to the Massena line. Picked up by Chad Southwick. Southwick to Foster. Foster's touch pass didn't connect. Comes back to Foster. He'll dump it deep in the Canton corner. Puck goes back to Corey Hayes in behind the net. Raiders make a change. The Tubolino line right back out there. Here comes Canton out to center ice. Levine steals. Here's Levine trying to dump it through Ramo. Ramo's pass knocked away. Comes to Chad Southwick. Southwick, headman to Levine, takes it across. Here's Levine. Levine takes it wide, centers it. It bounces, and it's going to go right in on Massena goaltender Andy Sutherland, and he'll glove it. Kind of a high pop fly.
Jerry, I'm looking down. I can't find number 23, Adam Katanzrik, on the bench, and he hasn't been out there in 2 shifts with the Whitcup line. Is he out there? Oh, he went to the locker room. Okay, because Spanky Foster's been filling in out there, and I don't know what the problem is. Adam Katanzrik, they certainly need him up on that Whitcup line.
Ramo will take the face-off. Bears win it and break it out of there. Here comes Dean Maxson. Maxson, long headman pass into the Massena zone. Kyle Laurie, he'll just dump it in behind the net. Now there's a battle in behind. Tubolino can't come up with it. Puck controlled by the Bears. They bounce it right in front. Was trying to feed it, I think, through to Kyle Laurie, who was heading toward the high slot, but it went off a leg right to goaltender Dusty DeLille, and he covered up.
Canton doing what they do so well against Massena. Again, we talked about it. They dump it in, get down, and they just get in on top of that Raider defense, and the first guy takes him out, and the second guy picks the puck and throws it out in front. The Raider defense have got to get in there in a hurry, and the Raider forwards have to slow those forecheckers down somewhat. Get a stick on them, cut in front of them.
Off the face-off, puck in the corner. Goes in behind the net, Laurie after with Toth. Toth throws him into the boards, kicks the puck away. Into the corner. Now there's a battle royal going on in behind the net. Tubolino throws a check, the puck squirts free, and Tubolino comes up with it. Flips it ahead, and meant for Levine, a little bit too far, but they're going to wave the icing off. Ruling Simmons could have played it. Raiders going to make a line change. That Rupert line coming right back out. Here comes Canton Laurie. Headman pass on the wing to Maxson. Maxson comes in on his off wing, centering pass knocked away to the blue line and out to center ice. Back the other way. There's a foot race for it. Ramo going for it along with Eric Foote, and they tie each other up, and Laurie back to pick up the loose puck for Canton. He'll start out left side. Goes by a check to the blue line, not out of the zone. Now bounces out, right back in by Ramo. Ramo ridden off the boards, and the puck comes bouncing free again, picked up by Dean Maxson. Flips to the blue line, intercepted. Rupert winds up, his shot blocked. Bouncing puck into the circle. Ramo, he'll dump it in behind the net. Picked up there by Eric Foote. foot, flips it around on the other side, and the bouncer comes to Kyle Laurie. Laurie looks to break it out. Here comes Laurie's headman, intercepted by Brian Hatch. He'll dump from the red line right back in the zone. Puck in the corner, picked up by Simmons. Simmons moves it around the boards, intercepted there by Michaud in front. Whitcup shot, save made, they bang at the rebound. Puck in the corner, great opportunity. The puck in behind the net, Simmons. Best chance of the night for the Raiders right there, and the puck dumped down the ice. Icing will be waved off as Lazare touched it on the way by. Here's Lazare, he'll just flip to the open corner. Racing for it is Foster. Foster moves it to Whitcup. Whitcup has it bounced away. The puck in the feet of Toth. It squirts free. Toth can't come up with it. Here's a chance for Fisher. Fisher the wraparound attempt, but it's knocked away by Whitcup. Whitcup flips ahead, not out of the zone. The puck dumped right back in the corner. Golden Bears control. Whitcup gets a piece of the puck, comes up with it, flips it along the boards to Foster. Foster gathers, he's got a man breaking. He's got Michaud on the fly. Michaud cuts toward the middle, cuts back. He shot! Save made by Andy Sutherland. 3:23, it's scoreless. Here comes Canton with a rink-wide pass. They're just going to dump it in the corner. Picked up there by DeLille. He's going to leave it for Chad Southwick. Southwick breaks out of his zone. Massena coming out to center ice. Tubolino down the right wing side with Levine. Tubolino feeds Levine a little bit too far. Chris chasing in after it. He throws a check on Spooner. The puck comes free in front and bounces back to the blue line. Trying to keep it in. The Raiders defenseman gets hauled down. There's going to be a penalty on Canton, and that's going to be a holding call on the Bears, and the Raiders will go on the power play. I think that was Brian Parker.
Josh Gibson, I do believe.
Gilson, rather.
Gilson, he's the guy that's he hog-tied the Raider forward, and Coach Randy Brown not too pleased, not at the officials, but at his player. It was just a blatant. He lassoed him right at the blue line for no reason at all. But a great defensive move at the other end by Aaron Michaud as he hustling back, tied up. I think it was Eli Guerin going to the net without the puck. It came through, and Guerin would have had an excellent scoring opportunity. Just prior to that, good scoring opportunity. Spanky Foster missed a glorious rebound.
Off the face-off, Raiders break in the zone. Here's Ramo. He flips it in behind the net. Racing after it there is Keith Simmons. Simmons loses to Foster. Foster goes to Michaud. Back to Toth. Fakes a shot. Here's the shot fired wide by Ramo. Now picked up by Michaud in the corner. Michaud takes it side of the net. Goes back to the 45. Whitcup back to Toth at the point. Toth fakes it. Goes to Ramo. Winds up his shot right on rebound. There's a scramble in front. Picked up by the Bears. They'll dump it out to center ice. And all the way down the ice it rolls gingerly. And it's picked up there by Nick Toth from Massena. Picks up a forechecker, flips it ahead to Ramo, goes by him, and out to center ice. Ramo staying with it, though, trying to move it ahead. There's a battle in the neutral zone. It pokes free, and Nick Toth picks it up. Looks for Michaud. Michaud's got Whitcup breaking, but he was too far with the pass, and it's dumped all the way back by Canton. Here's Toth to Michaud. Michaud runs into a steal. Puck stolen by Flanagan. In front, the shot. It's fired wide by Laurie. Now the puck goes into the corner. Ramo gets knocked down, and I think there's going to be a penalty against the Golden Bears.
Going to be another cross check. I think it's going to be Laurie.
He got Ramo from behind.
Just prior to that, Laurie did a good job setting up, or Flanagan setting up Laurie, and he just fired it wide. But the Raiders are starting to establish a good forecheck, and on that power play a second ago, they were able to isolate Ryan Ramo on that left side on his off wing, and he had a couple of good scoring opportunities.
Raiders are going to have 24 seconds with their matching penalties. They haven't put, oh, there it goes, okay. Raiders are going to have 24 seconds of two-man advantage. Let's see what they can do with it.
Special teams been so important. Let's see if we can cash one in here.
Off the face-off, Whitcup drops it back to Ramo. Ramo will go to Toth, and Massena breaks out. Here comes Toth. He'll take it across. Drops it back to Michaud. He got into the official's legs. Has it knocked away. It'll go to Foster in the corner. Butch got in the way that time. Here's Foster behind the net. Goes to Ramo. He's got all kinds of room. Drops it to Michaud. Michaud, his shot is blocked in behind the net. Waited maybe a little too long to get that one off. They got a man back. Toth. He dumps it in behind the net. Comes off the puck boards to Ramo, who flips it behind for Foster. Here's Foster. Foster in the corner. Back to Ramo. He's got room. His shot up over the net. Didn't get much on it either. It's going to go all the way down to center ice. And we're down to just over a minute. Raiders Whitcup, and the pass didn't connect, so the Bears control, and they're wasting a little time here. Why not? Simmons will finally loft it down the ice. Puck picked up by Aaron Leduc. Leduc in behind, steps by the check, starts it ahead. Here's Leduc. Has it knocked away. Here's a chance for Flanagan. The shot blocked by Toth. Toth trying to clear, hit his own guy. Another shot goes in behind the net. The Raiders again.
Unforced.
Right. It's just, and now they throw it in the corner. Comes ahead to Ramo. He throws it away in front. Here's Flanagan scoring a goal. Short-handed goal by Canton as the Raiders cough it up side of the net right to Flanagan, and Canton takes a 1-0 lead.
Well, they did it once and were able to dodge the bullet. They did it twice and were able to dodge the bullet, but not the third time. All in this same shift, turnover right at the dot on the left side, and Flanagan just walked right in and fired a low bullet to the glove side of Dusty DeLille, who had no chance on it. The Raiders were really playing well. After that first couple minutes, they started to take the game to Canton. That was a tough break, but let's see if they can bounce back.
And again, an unforced turnover. Oh, that hurts. Off the faceoff comes to Hatch. Hatch steps across the red line and dumps it in the zone. Well, apparently he didn't make it to the red line. They're going to call icing on him and move the puck back into Massena zone.
Yeah, we're down to 28 seconds left in the first period. That will be Flanagan's goal, and we mentioned that line is that's Flanagan's 26th goal of the year, and that's the 50th goal for that Flanagan, Laurie, Dean Maxon line. And that was a short-handed goal.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
The Raiders have given up what? That's only the second one this year.
Second one, yep. Yeah. Second short-handed goal. That the other one was against, I think, Williamsville. Rochester McQuaid.
Yep. Off the face-off. Puck in the circle. Hatch has it knocked away. Comes to Toth. To the blue line. Doesn't get it out of the zone. He gets railed by Simmons. And the puck comes in behind the net for Brian Hatch. Hatch will try the left side. Flips it ahead Michaud. Michaud just dumps it out smartly to center ice. Now the puck along the boards. Into the zone it goes. Bouncing free, comes to Foster. Can he get a shot off with 2 seconds left? And nope, they're going to clear it into the corner. Any of them play softball?
Yes, they do.
Okay, off the face-off, we're underway. Nick Toth fires it inside of the net. Sutherland steers it behind. Picked up by Eric Foote, the Canton defenseman. Moving it ahead to Flanagan, knocked away by Spanky Foster. Flanagan has to come back after, takes it behind the net. Flips it on the wing to the blue line, kept in by Lazaire. He feeds it in behind the net. Keith Simmons is there. Foster checks him. Puck squirts free. Foster steals it, trying to center it. Goes off Flanagan's stick to the blue line. Here's Toth's shot. It's blocked back to the other point, and Lazaire can't keep it in. He circles back the other way, then flips it ahead to Foster, trying to poke it in the zone. Comes to Whitcup. Whitcup barges his way in front to Foster, had his stick tied up, and the puck pokes out to center ice where Hatch flips it ahead, has it intercepted, comes to the Massena line, right back out to center ice. No, didn't get out to center ice. Lazaire had a chance to clear. Now the puck goes into the corner, picked up by Maxon. Maxon looks to center. Foster can't control it. Here's the shot, save made. Oh my goodness. And that was a big save by DeLille, and he got it with a toe and then covered up on the split. That puck came out to the blue line. Cleed Spooner looked like the Raiders would clear and didn't again, and the shot came through a lot of traffic. I don't think Dusty saw it at first, but he made the stop.
I don't think he saw it until it was lying underneath him, Jerry. He didn't see that easy shot from the point through a lot of traffic, but Dusty in the right spot.
Tubolino takes the faceoff. Canton wins it. Gilson trying to barge his way through, but he was pretty well tied up. Puck goes free in the corner. Gilson after it. Knocked off the puck. They battle for it behind the net, and it squirts free. Raiders look to move it. Tubolino. Here's Tubolino's headman. Doesn't clear the zone, but it goes off Ramo to center ice. He pokes it ahead for Levine. There's a foot race for it. Levine chasing in after it. Here's Levine in behind the net, trying to go to Ramo. Ramo gets his stick lifted. Levine battling for it right behind the net. Now Tubolino comes in to help out, but it squirts free, and that's Willie Lipinski. Loses it in front, shot! Oh, fired wide by Tubolino. Great opportunity on a giveaway by Canton. Puck in the corner now. Levine battles for it. Trying to go to Tubolino, in behind the net. Tubi steps out in front, centering pass, goes all the way back to Hatch. At the point, he whacks at it, it goes wide. Into the corner, after Tubolino. Into Levine, a little bit too far. Picked up by Cleet Spooner, rips it to the blue line. Kept in by Ramo, who flips it into the corner. Left side of the goalie, Tubolino. He gets tied up there by the defenseman, Corey Hayes. And finally, the whistle blows. Good shift by Massena.
Nick Tubolino has a turnover down low, right along the goal line. Tubolino jumped on it, came out on that right side, and just fired one wide of the far post. Didn't miss by much, but a great scoring opportunity. Talk about Adam Katanzarek being hurt also. I think Chris Levine is playing under some injury out there. He's not himself.
Off the face-off. Puck sits in the circle. Canton trying to control it. Stolen away by Ramo. Trying to center. Went off a leg of Mankey's. He's just pretty well tied up in front. And the Bears dump it down the ice. But I don't think it will go. Yeah, it will go far enough for icing. And the whistle blows and the faceoff will move back in Canton territory. 12:37 left in the second period. And on the Corky's Collision scoreboard, it's 1-0 Canton. Broadcast brought to you by Massena Optics, Main Street, downtown Massena, by the members of CCOM Federal Credit Union, locations in Massena, Potsdam, and Malone. Rupert's line stays out there. And Mike Fisher will take the faceoff for the Bears. Off the draw. Puck goes in behind the net. Eric Foote with it, flips around the board. Stepping in front is Rupert. He flips it in behind again. Ramo with it. Ramo digs in the corner. He gets knocked down. Trying to get back up again. He's on his feet. Gets knocked down again. The puck squirts free in front. Rupert! Rupert shot! Save made. There's a scramble in front, and Sutherland's on top of it. And he'll hold on for the face-off.
Derek Rupert with a good opportunity after a good, I think it was Menkes that upended the Canton player who coughed up the puck just to the right of Sutherland and caught Sutherland off guard, but Rupert couldn't get a real hard shot off in there.
He was pretty tight.
He was pretty tight in, kind of close, but good shift out there by that line of Rupert, Menkes, and Ramo.
Whitcup will take the face-off right side against Flanagan. Off the draw. Whitcup trying to win it. Has it knocked away, but it's poked free by Massena. Michaud is bouncing in front of the net. They battle for it. Bears come up with it. Flanagan is cool as a cucumber out to center ice. He is a nice hockey player. Raiders steal the puck away back to Michaud. Michaud has his stick lifted by Flanagan. The puck squirts in the Massena zone again. Nick Toth with it. He banks it off the boards. Spanky has it bounce over his stick. Simmons flips to the Massena line again. Comes to Massena, is moving it out to center ice is Leduc. Dumped right back in by Simmons to lay off sides. Bears are going to clear the zone and come back in again. And the puck along the boards to the blue line, out to center ice. Here comes Whitcup with Michaud. Whitcup breaks in, centers it, gets knocked down. The puck bounces free. And here comes Canton. They don't clear the zone, however. I don't think Massena realized the puck was still in there. Now it's dumped down the ice, and that's going to go for icing, I believe. Yep. Both Massena's number 18 and Flanagan, who was at the end of his shift, didn't really go after it too hard.
Good job, textbook how you play a one-on-one. Keith Simmons, as he just did an excellent job as Robbie Whitcup dangling down that right side, tipped the puck behind him and tried to go around him, and Simmons would have nothing to do with it. Let the puck go and just
took the man.
Took the man. Nice check. Good defensive play by Keith Simmons.
Ramo out there. That's Ryan Ramo. Levine and Tubolino with him. Off the face-off, Parker. Puck sits in the circle. There's a battle for it. Levine can't come up with it. And here comes Canton's Parker. He'll flip to an open wing. Trickles into the Massena zone. Colin Lazare circles back behind his own net. Looks for the wing. That's Levine. Nice headman pass to Bellino. Poke checked away. Raiders follow up and move it down the ice. Into the zone. Levine after it. Poked away from him. Back to Lazare at the red line. Collins steps to the red line and dumps it into the Canton zone. Glove down by Spooner. He'll grab it behind the net. Spooner almost lost it. It bounces in the circle. Ramo takes a whack at it. Goes off a stick into the corner. To the blue line. Trickles to center ice. Raiders. That was Southwick, I believe. And he dumps it back in his own zone. Comes to Lazore to Ramo. Stolen away into the circle. Cleared back to the blue line, out to center ice. Dumped right back in again by Corey Hayes. Puck goes around the boards. Chad Southwick after it. He can't get it. It bounces out by the blue line. Here's a shot knocked down in the corner. Bears center it in front, but it's picked up there by Nick Tubolino. He'll start out left side. Headman pass again, doesn't clear the zone. They bounce it along the glass. Levine picks it up, moves it out to center ice. Here's Levine whacking it by one. He'll not come up with it, though, as Fisher does. Here's Fisher's headman. Levine, he's a little sore, I believe. Fisher breaking into the zone now. He's knocked off the puck, but manages to free it. But it comes to Tubolino, and he'll start back the other way. Here's Tubi feeding Ramo. Ramo busting in left wing side. Here's Ramo's shot. Save made by goaltender Sutherland. Now the puck comes free to Mankey's. Mankey's trying to wrap it around. He gets hauled down. The puck bounces free and is picked up by the Bears. They move to the blue line, kept in at the point. Here's another chance for Ramo. To Mankey's, back to Ramo. It goes off his skate. Back to the blue line. Brandon Hall keeps it in. Rupert at the blue line. He dumps it into the open corner, left side of Sutherland. Puck around the boards, picked up to the blue line. Kept in there again by Hatch. Finally, it's flipped out to center ice. Hall with it. Poke checked away. He'll have to come back after it. Here comes Brandon Hall. He leads it to Ramo. Ramo checked off the puck. Nice check thrown there by defenseman Foote. Now comes bouncing into the zone. Ramo whacks at it. Knocked down. Thomas Mankey's got hauled down in front of the net. Might have been an interference.
Oh, no question.
Puck comes side of the net. Picked up by the Bears. They look to break out. Dean Maxson bounces it out to center ice. Now there's a foot race for it. The Bears got a man free. Flanagan shot. Big save by DeLille. Puck goes in front of the net. Picked up by Michaud. Michaud banks it down the ice. That'll be icing on Massena. And I'll tell you what, the Bears just beat Massena to the puck that time.
And the Bears also dodged a bullet. They got away with a flagrant penalty right in front. It was Kyle Laurie who upended. I think it was Aaron Michaud in front. As that line of Rupert, Menkes, and Ramo continues to impress out there. They're not big, but they're buzzing around. Canton's trying to whack them, put everything in, and Laurie just upended, and it would have been a good scoring opportunity.
Off the face-off, the puck in the Massena zone, dumped around the boards. Into the corner, Toth after it, can't get to it. Laurie trying to flip it ahead to Flanagan. Puck squirts free, Foster gets a whack at it, and the Raiders pick it up. Whitcup to Foster, nice move. Headman to Whitcup, to Michaud. He busts across, lost it, gets it back again, flips it in the corner. Whitcup after it. Here's Whitcup cruising in, has it knocked off his stick. Gets it again, has it knocked back to the blue line. Here's Toth just dumping it in the corner. Goes to Foster. He's got a man breaking in front. They bang at it. Comes back to Toth at the point. He winds up. It's blocked into the corner. Puck clear to the blue line, not out of the zone. Kept in there momentarily. They battle for it along the puck boards. Still free in the circle. Finally, it's cleared by Canton. Laurie's got a headman, but he can't get it through. And the bouncing puck comes to Whitcup. Whitcup has it knocked away. Dumped back in the Massena zone as the Bears want to change. Leduc after it. He and Laurie go into it, and they both fall down. Raiders break out of there. Whitcup, long headman. Oh, Michaud racing for it. It's going to be icing, but a good idea.
Two matchups of the number one line, the Whitcup, Michaud, Foster line, outplaying, outworking, out-hitting the line of Flanagan, Laurie, and Maxson in their own end, and had creating some good scoring opportunities, but Massena unable to finish.
7:49 left in the period. Corky's Collision scoreboard still reads 1-0 Canton.
Raiders had the edge on face-offs in that first period, but the Bears got the edge in this second period.
Off the face-off, Raiders win that. No, the Bears win it. Looked like the Raiders were going to win it, but it goes into the corner. Now it squirts behind the net for Tubolino. Tubolino flips it on the wing to Ramo. Ramo's headman, bouncer, goes just across the blue line. Levine knocked away from him, back in Massena territory. In behind the net, Southwick. Flips it along the boards, comes back toward the blue line, poked by Levine, and out to center ice. Nice headman pass. Ramo, here's Ramo down the left wing side, trying to center it, a little bit behind. He had the right idea, but here comes Canton back the other way, led by Simmons, their fine defenseman. He'll dump it in, comes to the side of the net, and Dusty will leave it for Southwick, and he flips it around the boards. In the corner, Mike Fisher looks to center, but he's knocked off the puck, and it goes behind the net. Southwick, nice move, rips it around the boards to Levine. Levine can't catch it, though, but he kicks it out to center ice. Here's Levine poking it by the Canton defender. Simmons takes him into the boards. Puck goes in the corner. Matt McKenna picks it up for the Bears. He'll start out behind his own net. Canton leads 1-0. We're in the second period. Rupert steals the puck, has it knocked away, bounces toward the blue line and down the ice, and that'll be icing against the Golden Bears, and the face-off will come back inside Canton territory with 6:36 remaining in the second period. Bears lead Massena 1-0 on the Corky's Collision scoreboard.
I'm not sure what and if there is an injury, but I believe there is. Chris Levine is really working under duress out there, but he's giving it everything he's got. But you can just tell it seems to be his arm,
shoulder, I believe,
shoulder arm,
yeah.
whatever. And he's normally his type is that blue collar. We're going to run over you, and he's just not playing that game. But he's giving you everything he's got.
Rupert can't win the draw. Bears clear it down the ice. I think that went off somebody. Well, Raiders catch a break because it did go off somebody, but they're going to call it icing anyway.
Last time Massena got in the Section 10 championship a couple years ago, February 2000, as they played this Canton Golden Bears.
They won that one.
Yes, they did.
Face off left side. Rupert again will take the draw for Massena. And what do we got here?
Butch Martin going to the Canton bench, answering a question of Coach Brown. I don't know what it is, but
it's Mike Fisher taking the face-off for Canton.
He shouldn't be answering. No, he's complaining about where the icing, Jerry. That's what.
Well, he's right.
Yeah,
but it's too late now.
Yeah, well, he's working for the next call.
Off the face-off, a bouncer in the circle. Canton coming up with it. They move it out to center ice. Here come the Bears. That's Matt McKenna trying to go by the Massena defenseman. He does. Gets a shot off. DeLille has to make the save. He lost it. But down the ice it goes to the blue line, and Ramo trying to clear the zone. It bounces out to center ice. Clete Spooner back. He'll dump to an open wing. Dumped into the Massena zone. Bounces in the corner. After it there is Eli Guerin. He and Toth go together. Puck squirts free. Ramo back there battling for it. And where is it? Ramo comes out of the fray with the puck, has it knocked away. Leduc flips it high in the air. A bouncer at the red line, dumped right back in the Massena zone by the Bears. Good play made that time by Corey Hayes. He used his body to block it. Now the Raiders, Ramo dumps it from the red line. Deep in Canton territory, Massena wants to get that Whitcup line on. Simmons with a puck. Shifty defenseman, but he's rubbed off the play. Whitcup, he has it knocked away. Maxson to the blue line, bounces out to center ice. Hatch waits, flips it back inside Canton territory. Back after it is Clete Spooner. He's got Spanky Foster on him, slides it in behind the net to Flanagan. Off the boards to the blue line, kept in by Whitcup, cruising out. Whitcup trying to step by check, knocked away to the blue line. Bounces into the circle, back to the point again. Whitcup knocks it down, but can't come up with it. Here comes Flanagan. Flanagan busting in on Hatch, gets a shot off and fired it wide, but not much too wide. Now Spanky Foster flips ahead to Whitcup off the end of his stick, back into the corner by the Bears. In behind the net, Brandon Hall with it, takes a whack at it, flips it into the corner, Kyle Laurie. Hatch takes it away from him. Flips to Hall. Hall will start out, right side of Massena goalie. Goes to Foster. Foster to Whitcup to Michaud. Michaud deflects it in the zone, chasing it down. Here's Aaron Michaud in the corner, circling around. In behind the net, picked up by the Bears again. They try to move it to the blue line and just out to center ice. Hatch did a good job trying to keep it in, but he couldn't. Raiders going to make the line change here. Here come the Bears breaking out of the zone. Long headman by everybody. That'll be icing against Canton. And with 4:27 remaining in the second period, the Bears still lead 1-0 on the Corky's Collision scoreboard.
Guy that's really playing at the top of his game for Massena. It has the latter part of the season been operating on all 8 cylinders. Aaron Michaud, and that last shift out there with his forechecking, his speed, his hustle, created a couple of good scoring opportunities for that line. He's really working hard.
Ramo will take the face-off against Parker in the Canton zone after the icing. Off the draw, puck in the circle, clear to the blue line, out to center ice. Southwick waved at it, comes back for it, can't clear the zone. Here comes Canton, backhander. Southwick covered up, or who is that? Yeah, that is Southwick, or no, Lazaire, excuse me. Puck in behind. Bears control. They clear it to the slot. Here's a shot, just bounces in. Kind of a soft shot, had everybody fooled. And it slides in front of the net. Here's a shot, they score a goal. Parker gets the second Canton goal as the puck came from behind the net, and the Bears go up 2-0.
Yeah, Massena got running around in their own end, and the shot came from the right side. I think it was number 11 out there, Clete Spooner, just a weak little shot that was wide of the net and hit right behind the Massena goal, hit the dasher, came out the other side, and Brian Parker was right there, and he didn't make any mistake. And that's what you have to do. You cash in your opportunities. In this period, Massena's been outplaying Canton, but again, the big thing is on the scoreboard. The Bears have outscored them 1-0, and to lead 2-0, that was a tough break.
Boy, I'll tell you.
But Massena got running around a little bit, out of position. Nobody in that on that weak side pick up that puck coming through there.
Basically, that was the first opportunity Canton's had in this period.
Exactly.
And they cashed in on it, as you said. Out to center ice. Dumped right back to Nick Toth. Looks for Michaud breaking too far. And that'll be icing on Massena.
And the thing at the other end, Massena's had some good scoring opportunities, but couldn't beat goaltender Andy Sutherland.
Faceoff moves back in the Massena zone on the icing. 3:46 left in the second period. Bears lead 2-0 now on the Corky's Collision scoreboard.
That was Gilson, not Spooner, that took the initial shot. He gets the assist on Parker's goal.
There's Parker that put it in off the faceoff, puck in the corner. After Brandon Hall from Massena. Moves it by one. Michaud just lifts it. And that's going to go, no, I don't think it's going to go far enough for icing. It does not. As Simmons gets back and picks it up, rips it around the boards. To the blue line and out to center ice. Toth has to retreat. Turns it around. Flips it. Spanky Foster waved at it. And now it's underneath Canton. The player is down on the ice. That's Mike Fisher. And the faceoff will come right at center ice.
Brian Parker, his 11th of the year, coming at the 11:02 mark. Josh Gilson getting the assist and kind of a strange bounce, a weird bounce for the Raiders. Gilson took the shot from the right side and went behind the net, hit the boards, came right back out on the other side, and Parker was right there. No one to pick him up. And
calling Foster for an elbowing on that play.
Late whistle, late call, I do believe.
So Massena will have to kill a penalty here. As Foster picks up an elbow. I didn't see it. I mean, he ended up on top of Fisher, but I didn't see any elbow there. Off the face-off puck, just inside the Massena zone, right back out to center ice, and down the ice it goes. Off the stick of Brandon Hall. Bears pick it up, Cleet Spooner. And you mentioned Randy Brown arguing for the next call. He got it.
Got it.
There's a puck stolen in front, Whitcup, and Whitcup lost his stick as he had his stick ripped out of his hands. And now here comes Cleet Spooner with it. He'll just dump it out to center ice. Catching up with it, Maxson takes it in the Massena zone, trying to barge by Hall. He'll stop, go back to Flanagan, top of the circle, back to Simmons at the point, going to Flanagan, knocked away. Flanagan gets it back. Here's a shot, he fired it wide. Puck whistles around the boards, out toward the blue line is Spooner. Back to Simmons. Simmons shot, knocked down. I think Hall got a piece of that, goes into the corner. He had Maxson waiting for it there, though. Over to Laurie. Laurie. Back to the point. Simmons winds up his shot. Oh, deflects wide. Puck in the corner. Picked up by Laurie. Laurie's shot blocked. Right back to Simmons, though. Simmons can't get it. Great play by Michaud. Just a great play. Raiders still can't get the puck out, though. Here's Flanagan's shot, blocked by Toth. He gets it back again. Back to the point. Here's a shot deflected right on. And the puck, Laurie shot, save made. DeLille, and a big one there. And the Raiders hold on with 8 seconds left in the power play. That was the first Canton shot in that power play that got through.
Gutsy effort out there. Aaron Michaud and Captain Nick Toth giving up the body to keep this a 2-goal deficit. But when things go wrong, just prior to that, Robbie Whitcup had stripped Laurie of the puck down here, walked around him, and had his stick knocked out of his hands, and it was one-on-one with a goaltender, but he didn't have any stick. He tried to kick it in, but
that wouldn't have counted.
It wouldn't have counted, but I mean, that's just when things go.
Face-off, Ramo off the draw, back to the point, kept in by the Bears. Oh, nice move. Here's a shot. Save. Well, I don't think that got through. Another shot. And DeLille makes that save, as that one did get through Cleet Spooner. He took the shot, it bounced off a player in front, came right back to him, took another shot. That second one got through.
Cardinal rule, when you're down a man and you're up top and you come out to challenge that defenseman, make sure he doesn't step around you. And the young Raider forward came out, and he's being changed right now. The coach is putting another penalty killer out there. He came out flying out, and the Canton defender just put a little move, stepped right around him, and walked right down to the top of the circle.
1 second left of the man advantage. Ramo will take the face-off. Puck sits in the circle, squirts in front. Here's a backhander. DeLille makes the save. Rebound, big save. And DeLille covers it up and holds on for the face-off. Now there's pushing and shoving in front of the net. And I don't know.
I tell you, Coach Latham's got to get a change out there. I think
they're going to call matching minors, Lazaire and Parker. 1:40 left in the period. The penalties elapsed. The Raiders dodged about 3 bullets in that latter stages. They had killed it off pretty well until this last face-off.
Yeah, and they Raiders just could not, won't say standing around, but they didn't have the combinations they needed out there. And Canton won the draws. They've been winning most draws. They're like 9-1, 8-1 in this period, unofficially on the draws. And all 4 Raiders kind of just stood around and let Canton take a couple of shots at their goaltender. And Dusty DeLille came up with 2 or 3 big saves. What do we got here? Okay. Nick Toth over talking to Butch Martin.
They put the penalties up on the clock, 1.5 minutes for each. So matching minors, 4-on-4 plus the goaltenders. Flanagan out there against Tubolino. Off the draw. Puck comes back, the shot, knocked down, comes right back to the point, Cleet Spooner. Spooner gets by the check, takes it in front, centers it, goes to Flanagan, poke checked away from him, back to the blue line. Spooner. Spooner's shot goes way wide. Puck will come to Ramo. Can he get it out of the zone? Yes, he does nicely. Here's Tubolino, one-on-one on Spooner. Tubolino takes it across. Tubolino winds up the shot right across the goal mouth. Comes back to the point. Leduc winds up. Deflected right on. Oh, big save. And the puck covered up.
There's going to be a penalty there to Massena, I'm sure. You wait and see. I think Ryan Ramos is going to get a penalty for charging the goaltender after the whistle.
Yep.
But a great save by Andy Sutherland. I guess that's why he's an all-northern, as that puck changed directions right at the hash marks. A shot from the point and hit a stick and changed directions, and he was able to react and make a great save. And Raiders are going to be down a man as Ryan Ramo came charging in. It's good to go to the net, go hard, but you can't go
not after the whistle.
Not after the whistle. And
that was way after the whistle.
Yeah, it was. Bears up by 2 with 1 minute and 10 seconds left in this second period. 1 in the first and 1 in the second, and threatening here on this power play.
Whitcup with a face-off. Puck goes back in Canton territory after to Simmons. Whitcup takes him into the boards. Puck squirts free, kept in there by Michaud. Here's a hard check thrown there. The puck bounces to Michaud. He tries to keep it in the zone. He does to Whitcup. Whitcup barging by Flanagan. Here's Whitcup trying to center it in front, knocked away. Comes to Michaud into the corner to Whitcup. Whitcup just battling in the corner for it. Has it finally knocked away by Flanagan. Back down the ice comes Flanagan. Flanagan, he's got Laurie trying to center it, and it goes wide into the corner. Back to Simmons at the point. Simmons' shot is blocked out to center ice. And there's a foot race for it. Flanagan coming back. He'll flip it to an open wing. Puck dumped into the Massena zone. Eric Foote after it. He's got a man in front trying to center it. Top blocks it. Now it's bounced back to the blue line. Simmons winds up his shot. DeLille makes a save, gives up the big rebound, makes another save. Puck in the corner. Clear to the blue line down the ice. It's going to go right on. And the save is made by Andy Sutherland with 9 seconds left in the period. And the buzzer sounds. The Bears come up with the only goal of the second. The Canton zone, the Whitcup line out there. Massena needs to score 1 and then work from there. Whitcup trying to come up with it. He can't. Comes to Flanagan. Headman pass just ticked into the Massena zone. Toth throws a check. Trying to come up with it. He can't. Goes into the corner. Dean Maxson back to the point. Gets it back again. Here's Maxson, circle. We're still in the power play for Canton. Puck in front. DeLille makes a save, and a big one goes into the corner. Penalties elapsed. So the Raiders back to full strength. Now the puck in behind the net. Whitcup with it. Flips it around the boards for Ramo. Ramo back to the point, not out of the zone. Here's a shot. DeLille makes the save. The rebound goes wide into the corner. Bears putting all kinds of pressure on Massena right now. Short side shot goes into the mesh. Massena needed that face-off, no doubt about it.
Swarming all over the Massena end. See you, Bill.
No doubt about it. They took advantage of, 20 seconds of power play to get puck in the Massena zone. It hadn't been out since. So now the face-off will come outside as Canton tied it up in the mesh. And we'll come out with a Tubolino line for Massena. Bears lead it 2-0 on the Tom Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. We're just underway in the third period off the face. It comes to Brian Hatch in behind the net. He's rubbed off the puck, but Tubolino picks it up, gets it back again after he threw it away, and moves it out to center ice. Right back in the zone it goes. Comes to Hatch again. He'll rip it around for Levine. Chris, bank pass comes to Tubolino. His headman pass to Ramo, and Ramo breaks it. Right back to Tubolino off his stick. Tubolino keeps it in the zone with his skate. Puck in the corner. Flip to the blue line. Levine steps in front of it and blocks it, takes it in behind the net. Here's Levine trying to move it free, but he's rubbed off the play, and Spooner picks it up. Levine still battling in there. It squirts into the corner. Ramo after it, can't come up with it. The Bears move it to the blue line out to center ice. Here comes Canton into the Massena zone. Here's the shot, goes in the corner. After it is Brandon Hall. He just pokes it ahead for Ramo. Ramo trying to flip it ahead. It's knocked away in the circle. Finally picked up there by Hatch to Levine. Levine trying to tip it out of the zone. Doesn't come clear. Puck in the corner. Racing for it there for Canton is Matt White. He's knocked off the puck. And the Raiders move it ahead to the blue line. Levine, headman pass. Ramo can't quite gather it in. It comes to Simmons. He starts back as they catch Massena on a change. Here's Simmons, and he backhands it in behind the net as Nick Toth got back in time to force him wide. Puck in the corner. Rupert throws a check. Leduc picks up the puck, trying to flip it back to Rupert. Loses it side of the net, poked away behind the net, kicked to Mankies, and Thomas picks it up, moves it ahead. Here's Thomas Mankies. Nice headman. Ramo takes it in wide left side. Here's Ramo in the corner, looks to center, he's blocked. The puck comes to Mankies. Mankies in the corner, goes back to the point. Leduc winds up, his shot goes wide. Back to the other point. Nick Toth winds up, it's blocked. Comes to Rupert, who had moved back to take his place nicely. Flips it into Mankey, centering pass. Ramo, side of that short side shot, save made. Comes back to Leduc, his shot. Oh, big save. Puck cleared into the corner. I think Sutherland got a hand of that on the glove and flipped it free. Here's a chance for Ramo. Back to the point, Toth. Toth's shot bounces right on. Sutherland makes the save and holds on for the face-off.
The most sustained pressure Massena's had all night. Some great opportunities, but Andy Sutherland equal to the task. Guy I'm really impressed with. He's playing with so much determination out there. Chris Levine, he's really hurting, but he knows how bad the Raiders need him. He's basically playing with one arm out there, and you can tell that he's hurting big time, but he's in there taking the hits, making the plays.
Flanagan to face off against Michaud in the Canton zone, off the draw. They battle to a standstill. The puck in there. Here's a shot knocked down. Michaud shot, rebound, save, still free. Whitcup shot, score! Robbie Whitcup, and the Raiders get one back here to make it 2-1.
Captain Robbie Whitcup, that thing started with Aaron Michaud taking a shot as he bowled his way through a Canton defender. Sutherland made the save, gave up the rebound. Whitcup took the rebound shot. Sutherland made the save, but he couldn't control the rebound, and Whitcup kept digging, and he finally poked it between the legs of Andy Sutherland, and the Raiders have got that important third goal and only trail by one with 11:56 left in this hockey game.
Robbie Whitcup will face off against Flanagan at center ice after the goal. Off the draw, the puck squirts to the Massena line, knocked away. Michaud dumps it in the corner, Canton zone. Back after it is Clete Spooner. So the Raiders get a goal here. Puck out by the blue line. Foster knocked it down with a high stick. So they'll move it all the way back in the Massena zone for the face-off.
That goal at the 3:04 mark is team leading 15th of the year. Captain Robbie Whitcup, Aaron Michaud will get one assist. We'll see if there's another one.
So the Raiders make it a 2-1 game for Canton with a goal in the first 4 minutes of the third period. It's 2-1 on the Tom Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard for Canton. Laurie takes the face-off. Puck sits in the circle. Who's got it? Shot goes in behind the net. I don't know if it came off a Canton stick or a Massena stick. They move it side of the net. That's Flanagan. Knocked off his stick. And Robbie Whitcup breaks out. Whitcup just bounced past to Michaud. Michaud pokes it by the Canton defenseman, racing in after it. Here's Michaud's centering pass. He hit the side of the net. Great idea. Comes to Foster, back to Michaud, behind the net. Michaud in the corner. He'll drop it in behind. Flanagan's there, though, for Canton. Flanagan rips it around the boards. The bouncing pass picked up by the Bears. They try to clear the zone, do not. Here's a shot knocked down. It goes into the corner. That was Nick Toth. Bounces free to Clete Spooner as the Raiders make a change. Here comes Canton, knocking it down. Kyle Laurie shot from center ice, deflected up over the glass. Bouncer comes to Flanagan. Flanagan behind the net. Hatch rubs him off the play. Flanagan escapes, comes after it again. Here's Flanagan flipping it back to the point foot. His shot through traffic. Dusty makes a save, covers it up, and holds on for the face-off. Not a hard shot, but Dusty lost it for a second, but then gathered it in and holds on for the face-off.
Andrew Foster also picks up an assist on that Robbie Whitcup goal. So it's Whitcup from Michaud and Foster. Great second effort by Captain Robbie Whitcup. And the Raiders, as I said, pull within one, got that all-important third goal.
Josh Gilson out the face-off for Canton. Well, now it's going to be Parker as they move the face-off to the right of goaltender Dusty DeLille. Nick Tubolino will face off against him. Off the draw, they win the draw. Here's Simmons, shot blocked. Puck goes into the corner. Simmons chasing after it, fires it behind the net. It goes to Ramo. Ramo banks it to the blue line. Kept in there. Was it out? It was out, and they got it. Offsides will be the call.
Raiders again picking up where they left off, unfortunately, in the face-off department here in that third period. Just lost a key one in their own end. They just got hammered by about 8 or 9 face-off losses in that second period.
Off the face-off. This time the Raiders win it. Comes to Brian Hatch. Hatch turns around and flips it ahead. Intercepted. Ramo over skates. Puck comes to Foot. Tries to dump it in the Massena zone. It trickles in behind the net. 2-1. Canton leading by Singleton. Hatch has it knocked away. Tubolino comes in to help out. Skates down the wing. Goes to Ramo. Ramo looks, goes to Levine. Levine trying to catch up with it. Here's Chris Levine trying to center, but it's intercepted and dumped up into the stands by the Golden Bear defenseman, Eric Foote. 10:08 left in the third period. On the Tom Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard, it's 2-1 Canton.
As you would expect, the Raiders with a lot more jump in their step right now. That goal has spurred them on, and it's got the Bears kind of wondering. They looked like they were in control with a 2-0 lead late in this or into this third period, but that key goal, Robbie Whitcup, and some big saves by Dusty DeLille. This Raider club battling through adversity with the injuries.
Rupert's line out there for Massena. Off the face-off movement, they'll do it again.
Bears a home team tonight by virtue of their winning the league, wearing their home whites.
Off the face-off, Fisher loses it. Lazare shot, knocked down, goes in behind the net. Thomas Mankey's after it. Goes to Rupert, or I should say to Ramo. Ramo in the corner. Looking for Rupert, goes back to Lazare at the point. His shot is blocked. Canton breaking out. Here comes Canton 2-on-1. Canton breaking into the zone. Here's a chance, and it's fired up over the net. And the puck goes around the boards into the corner. Derek Rupert really doing a good job back-checking that time. Bears still control, though, in the Massena zone. Here's a shot in behind. Again, it bounces off the puck board. Leduc clears it into the corner. Comes free to Rupert. Rupert looks to tie it up behind the net, and it's taken away, and that's Lazare starting out. Colin Lazare takes it, winds up his shot, save made by Sutherland. He has a little problem with it, but he covers up, holds on. Now he's going to throw it away into the corner. Whitcup is there. Here's Whitcup, centering pass to Michaud, goes by him, and the puck is iced by the Golden Bears, and whistle will blow. That's the first time I've seen Andy Sutherland ever look shaken.
Yeah, he's a little shaky right now. That goal is, Massena goal has unsettled him a little bit, has done all of the Bears. Eli Guerin, he's that big 6'5" quarterback of the Bears, and he's a hockey player too. Has massaged Massena continually with his elbows. He's so big that you try to check him, he just gets that big elbow and sticks it right in your face.
Robbie Whitcup will take the face-off against Sean Flanagan in the Canton zone. Off the draw, the bouncer in the circle. Whitcup takes a whack at it, but it's poked away and rolls into the Massena zone. DeLille will play it in behind the net to Toth. Toth can't come up with it. Here's a shot. Oh, big save made. Coming in was Dean Maxson, and the puck came right to him in front of the net, and he was pretty well tied up, but he still got the shot off, and Dusty made the save.
Well, it all started because Dusty played the puck poorly. It was a Canton forechecker and a one-Raider defender, and tied up, and Dusty tried to, instead of running the puck to the other side, he ran it right to the Canton player who threw it out in front.
Flanagan will take the face-off against Whitcup off the draw. Puck goes in behind the net. Controlled by the Bears. Whitcup throws a check. The puck squirts free. They're going to try the wraparound, but it's poke check by Toth into the corner. Maxson with the puck. He's taken off the play by Toth. Now Whitcup. Whitcup, he gets tied up. Kicks it ahead nicely. Foster to Michaud. Makes the shift. Headman pass to Brandon Hall. Hall trying to slide it ahead. Poke checked away. Bears come back the other way. Maxson poke checked away. Kept in the zone. Whitcup trying to center Foster. Foster intercepted. Kyle Laurie. Laurie rounds the boards. Comes to Toth on the fly. Didn't get much on it. The shot is blocked. Here comes an opportunity for Maxson. Breaks in. Shot saved. DeLille.
Captain Nick Toth trying to keep the puck in the right point, took the shot, but it hit Dean Maxson in the shin pads and bounced behind him, and Nick tried to haul him down, couldn't, and Maxson racing down that left side, being harassed by the other Raider defender, and didn't get a lot on the shot, but Dusty DeLille knew that Massena needed a change, held on for the face-off.
Tubolino's line out there now. He'll face off against the Parker line. Parker, Lipinski, Gilson off the draw. Puck comes to Colin Lazare. He lost his edge behind the net. Gets up, flips it, intercepted. Here's a puck in front. Nice pass. Behind the net they go. Move it to the high slot. Down the ice it goes. It went right in between the two Canton defensemen and all the way down the ice. And a break for Massena as Canton was starting to set something up there, I think. Puck along the boards to the blue line. Canton breaks out again. Here's Gilson down the right wing side. Makes a turn. Hatch takes it away. Comes back to Lazare, who moves it to Levine. Levine trying to clear the zone out to center ice. Gilson dumps it right back in. Colin Lazare looks up ice. Here's Lazaire looking for Levine. Levine gathers it in, flips it ahead to Bellino. Tubolino takes a check, gets it to Levine. Here's Chris Levine taking it wide in the corner. Levine takes it behind the net, turns around, centering it, hit the back of the net with it, and it's going to be picked up by Cleet Spooner. He rips it around the boards for Canton. Laurie picking it up there, off the boards, to the neutral. No, it didn't get out of the zone. Hand pass is called on Massena. Kept in with a hand pass.
Raiders got to keep their shifts short here. They're tired, they're hurting, and keep those shifts shorter and the pressure on the Canton Bears. And down to 7-13, 2-1 Canton.
Face off just outside the Golden Bears zone. Now we've got Whitcup out there. He's going to do double. No, Whitcup right back with Michaud and Foster against the Flanagan line. Off the face-off, puck in the zone of Canton. They try to move it out of the zone and do. Comes to Maxon, he flips into the Massena zone. Aaron Leduc after it. Leduc takes it behind the net. Leduc circles back the other way smartly, starts out right side. Looks on his wing. Foster's got Whitcup breaking. Whitcup by one. Here's Robbie Whitcup on Simmons, takes it in. Here's Whitcup, breaks wide, takes it in front. The puck comes to Michaud and the net's off as Whitcup ends up in the net.
7 left in this hockey game.
2-1, Canton leads Massena on the Tom Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Michaud against Flanagan. Off the draw. Michaud wins it and dumps it. In behind the net it goes. Simmons after it. No, he's going to leave it on the other side for Foote. Foote gets tied up by Foster. Now Whitcup throws a check. Puck clear to the blue line, though. Bears will move it out. Here comes Maxon with it. Headman pass. Goes to Laurie. He gathers it in, takes it in front and fired it. I don't know if Dusty got a piece of it. Now it's back to the point. Simmons, check thrown. Nice check by Whitcup. Here comes Michaud with Foster. Michaud takes it wide. Sharp angle shot, the save made by goaltender Andy Sutherland.
Aaron Michaud dancing down that left side, but the Canton defender, number 20 out there, Eric Foote, was able to force him, kept him to the outside to a tough angle, and Sutherland right on the post, didn't give much to shoot at, but a good rush by Aaron Michaud. And back at the other end, Dusty DeLille did make that save.
Rupert's line out there now against the Fisher line off the draw. Mankey's after it. He and Simmons battle. Fisher comes back to help out, comes up with a puck, starts it out. Out to center ice, headman pass knocked away, back to the Canton line. Picked up there by Foote, he'll dump to the Massena line. Brandon Hall moves it ahead, not out of the zone however, gets it right back again in the corner. Here's Hall turning around. Almost had it knocked away, but it's picked up there by Ramo. Ramo doesn't clear the zone. Here's a shot behind the net. Another unforced error. Puck along the boards. Ramo now. Doesn't clear the zone, but the Raiders pick it up. Headman pass. Mankey's trying to come up with it along the board. Simmons waved at it. And they tie it up right in front of the Massena bench. They move it along the board slowly. Mankey's battling for it with Simmons there. Also in there is Matt McKenna. It squirts free, and it comes to Cleet Spooner. He flips. Brian Hatch fanned on it, but it comes to Nick Tubolino. Tubolino backs, doesn't clear the zone. The bouncing puck in the circle. Tubolino just took the man out of the zone, and the puck trickles into the Canton zone. Racing after it is Ryan Ramo. He can't catch up with it as it bounces on the other side. Picked up there, and out to center ice to the Massena line. Nick Toth turns it around. Headman pass. Ramo, did he get a piece of it? Apparently, because they waved the icing off. Sutherland comes out to play it around the boards. To the blue line, Toth whacks it in front. Ramo! Shot up! Oh, keeps it out. Ravine the shot. Couple of big saves by goaltender Sutherland as Ramo just spun around and fired it at the net, and Sutherland got a piece of it.
Big save, the biggest save of the night to Andy Sutherland. Canton was running the puck on the dasher, came around to that right side. Nick Toth, I don't know if it was a shot or a pass, one-timed it through that slot area, and Ryan Ramo cruising through just one-timed it from right about the hash marks in the middle of the ice, and a great save by Sutherland. I thought that was a tie hockey game right there.
2-1 Canton leads. Ramo will take the face-off. I think that's Fisher out there. No, that's going to be Parker off the draw. Ramo trying to go back to the point. Kept in there by Lazaire, but he falls down. Comes to the neutral zone. Toth has it knocked away. Tubolino flips it ahead, but Parker gathers it in and dumps it deep in the Massena zone. We're down to 4.5. Canton Bears lead by 1. Puck in the corner. Bears control now. Raiders try to come up with it. Bounces free. Picked up by Colin Lazaire. He'll run it around the other side a little bit too far. Ramo comes back, has it knocked away. In behind the net is Parker. He gets tied up. The puck picked up there by the Bears again as they move it in front. But Levine steps in front of the pass and dumps it. That'll be icing on Massena. And the faceoff will come back inside Massena territory. Down to 4:07 left in the third period. Still 2-1 Canton on the Tom Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard.
And now the Raiders have to take in consideration. They've got to gamble now with a little over 4 minutes left in this game. Keep that strong side defenseman on, pinch down, take an extra chance, hoping to get that equalizer.
Raiders have closed the gap in shots. It's now 23-18. 2-1 Canton leads in the third period. Flanagan against Michaud off the draw. Puck in behind the net. Flanagan after it. Circles, trying to wrap around right across the goal mouth. I don't know if it got through or not, but it goes into the corner. Laurie steps by the check, takes it in front, shot, save DeLille. And the Raiders again can't win it again. Puck in the corner. Hard check thrown there, bounces free. Whitcup whacks at it along the boards, moves it ahead. Here comes Robbie Whitcup. Headman pass for Foster. Spanky racing, winds up the drive and didn't get much on it. That was a little lob pass right into Sutherland, and he grabs it for the faceoff.
Robbie Whitcup winning the battle of the boards deep in his own end, and a great rink-wide pass to Andrew Foster breaking on that right side. But as you said, he didn't get a lot on the shot. He was being forced by the Canton defender and didn't get a lot on that shot. No trouble for Sutherland.
Off the faceoff, Michaud. There's a battle. The puck still in the circle, comes free. The Bears move it, not out of the zone as Foster got a piece of it, keeps it in. Now it's poke checked out to center ice. Lazaire at his own blue line for Massena. Off the boards, and that'll be icing on Massena. And down the ice it'll come in the Raiders zone, and we'll see some line changes here.
Again, regardless of the outcome, I'm really impressed with the Raiders' effort here tonight. Again, with a couple of injuries, one coming in the game, Adam Katanzrik early on, causing Coach Latham to make some lineup changes, shuffling guys around, and they've all responded. Just a gutsy effort here by the Raiders, and they're still in this hockey game. They've got plenty of time.
2-1 the score with 3:18 left on the third period clock. Tom Post State Farm Insurance scoreboard. Whitcup stays out there against Parker. Off the draw, puck in the circle. Comes to Parker in the corner, steps by the check, throws it across the ice, bounces back to the blue line. Kept in there by Spooner, circles, shot kicked out by DeLille. Big save there too. And now the puck in the corner. We're gonna have an interference call on who? How can they call that penalty at this stage of the game?
Oh, that is a bad call down to 3:07. That's a real bad call by the official. Prior to that, they've been letting things go. There were a couple of crunching checks in the corner down here, but one by both teams. They never called, but a little nickel and dime calling Robbie Whitcup for interference in front of that net as the shot came from the point, and all Whitcup was doing was moving the guy out of the slot area, and this official makes a call like that in a championship game.
Right side, now timeout.
Raider bench can't be, Coach Ed Latham's got to be just incensed over that call, and I don't blame them. They're trying to rally the troops down. We've still got time, and they're bringing around, I think Massena called the timeout.
.307 remaining in the third period. The Raiders have to kill off a penalty, and one of their main penalty killers is in the box, Robbie Whitcup.
Yeah, I just, again, this championship game, late 2-1 hockey game, and you make an interference call like that. The Raiders lost the draw, came back to the right point, and as the forechecker came out to pick him up, he, again, the Canton defender gave a little fake step around him, stepped down and took a shot through traffic, and all Robbie Whitcup was trying to do was move guys out of the front, I could see in a 8-1 game or a 5-1 game, but not a championship game at this stage, and to make a call like that, that was really a nickel and dime call.
And in Class C girls basketball, Norwood Norfolk edged Potsdam 48-47. Had to be an exciting game.
Megan Emlaw hit 2 free throws with 13.1 left to turn the score the other way.
Wow.
Potsdam was up 47-46.
Wow.
She hit 2. Potsdam has 3 chances as the clock is running out underneath on the rebounds. Just couldn't get it to go in.
Wow. So the Raiders have to kill a penalty here, trailing by a goal with 3:07 left in the third period. Okay, Aaron Michaud will take the face-off against Flanagan off the draw. Nick Toth with it. He banks it down the ice. And now it goes into the corner. Sutherland comes out to play it. Plays it around the boards on the glass and into the stands, and that should be a penalty.
Delay of the game.
That should be a penalty.
Raider coaching staff got to be thinking about what their strategy is going to be, when they're going to pull their goaltender if they're still trailing those dying minutes. And Coach Ed Latham trying to get the attention of the official, asking him about that. Why not a delay of the game there?
Off the faceoff, puck comes back to the blue line. Lazaire with it. He just deflects it right on, and the puck in the corner. Raiders come up with it. Now it's stolen away. Here comes Kyle Laurie out to center ice. Lazaire is there. Flips it ahead. Ramo just dumps it right back. A minute left in the man advantage. 2:37 in the period. Michaud has it knocked away. Here comes Canton out to center ice. Into the Massena zone it goes. Kyle Laurie with it. He gets knocked down. Puck comes in behind the net. Flanagan steps wide. Out by the blue line to Simmons. Simmons fakes. Flanagan's got room. His shot deflected right on. Save made Dusty. And he holds on for the faceoff.
Big save. Dusty DeLille has a shot, came from Flanagan on the right dot, and it hit something in front. I don't know if it hit Kyle Laurie, redirected it, but Dusty DeLille, another big save as he's made many of them through almost 3 periods of hockey. Canton out shooting Massena 26-20 at this stage.
2-1 our score. Canton leads by 1. Raiders with 36 seconds to kill off, and then they'll have just about a minute and a half. Levine takes the face-off. Puck comes back to Simmons. Levine, second effort, pokes it down the ice. Give him the Courage Award for this game. He's playing in pain, and he's doing the best he can, I'll tell you. Here comes the Bears. Parker, long right wing pass into Willie Lipinski. Lipinski stops and then dumps it in behind the net. Here's Parker, circling with 15 seconds left in the man advantage. Gets it back again. His shot high over the net. Dusty got a glove on it as it went by him. Now it comes back to the blue line. Simmons, his shot, high over the net again. 2 seconds, 1 second. Raiders get a man back with the puck in front, and Dusty covers it up and holds on for the face-off.
Excellent job by that Raider foursome killing this penalty. Super job. There's still 1:28, plenty of time. Dusty DeLille again, the mainstay back there, made several key saves on that penalty kill.
Well, here we go. Whitcup, Robbie's had a minute and a half to rest, so I don't think he'll be off the ice for the rest of the game.
Well, that's one of the things that Coach Latham had to, and his coaching staff had to get to who they wanted out there in the dying minutes. And Canton has called a timeout. That'll give Raiders a chance to catch a breather.
Down to 1:28 left in the third period of what's turned out to be a pretty exciting Division I championship game here at Chill Arena.
Yes, it has. The Bears and Massena tied the first outing back on January 5th in Massena 1-1, and Canton 1-up in Canton 4-0. But this has been a Donnybrook here. Canton with a goal in the first, 1 in the second. The Raiders with a goal here in the third. But it's been an exciting game. And again, not to belabor the point, but Massena with a couple of injuries. Chris Levine playing in a lot of pain out there, and Adam Katanzrik lost from the first shift of the game on. With I didn't see what happened, but we understand it's a collarbone injury.
So the Raiders with a face-off in their own end want to get it up in the other end so they can get Dusty out of there and that extra attacker on the ice.
They gotta, as I said, there's no tomorrow on this one. Take every chance at gamble. Looks like it's going to be Foster, Whitcup, Michaud, Hall, and Toth out there for Massena. Probably Ryan Ramo will be the extra attacker when they pull goaltender Dusty DeLille.
Face off right side. Parker out there to face off against Whitcup in the Massena zone. 1:28 left, 2-1 Canton off the draw. Raiders try to bust through. They can't clear the zone. Here's a backhander, goes into the corner. After it there, Whitcup trying to come up with it. Has it stolen by Parker. Now Toth throws a check. Puck squirts free. Here's a shot right across the goal mouth. Comes to Fisher. Now they move it to the blue line, kept in the zone. Raiders can't get the handle on the puck. Takes a funny bounce, comes to Toth in the corner. Throws the check, flips it along the boards to Whitcup. Here's Whitcup just barging his way, can't clear the zone, but it comes free. Here's Hall, headman pass to Whitcup. Oh, poke checked away. Hall comes off the ice, but the puck it didn't stay in the zone, offsides. Down to 50 seconds left with a face-off just outside the Canton zone.
Canton almost making a monumental blunder, getting 4 guys caught up in that offensive zone, and Massena almost struck for a 2-on-1. If Robbie Whitcup is able to corral that pass, Aaron Michaud almost on the tape, and he was in behind the Canton defender.
Flanagan out against Michaud. 50 seconds left in the third period. Face-off just outside. Dusty still in the net. I think if Massena can get it deep, he'll be headed for the bench.
5 forwards out there. No.
Off the draw, puck dumped in the Canton zone. Dusty's headed for the bench as they get Ramo out there. Puck goes to Foster in the corner. Flips it to Whitcup, bounced over his stick. In behind, hard check thrown there. Where's the puck? In behind, they battle for it. Comes to Foster, now Simmons. Simmons and Foster battle in the corner. Foster wins it. Centering pass right in front, bounces. Short side shot, comes out in the high slot. Dumped into the corner, 25 seconds left. Bears move it to the blue line. Not out of the zone yet. Now it's out to center ice. Here comes Flanagan at the open net, and he scores. And that's it. Canton will win this one 3-1. And Massena, this isn't actually the end of the season, Coach.
No, it isn't, but a valiant effort here tonight, and Sean Flanagan getting that empty net goal. A good effort as the Raiders, everyone up, 6 attackers trying to keep it in, and it just got a strange bounce, and it bounced over the Raider defenseman's stick right to Sean Flanagan. He tipped it out over the zone and beat the Massena player to the puck, and from about center ice, fired one into the empty net. And Flanagan's a fine hockey player, and he's picked up 2 goals here tonight, his 26th and 27th, and that's the one that will seal this championship for the Bears.
And we'll explain how the possibility exists that Massena might get to play Canton one more time. Here's Ramo with it, backhander, save made, and holding on for the face-off is Sutherland.
Raiders still not backing off one bit, to go into the net hard, and that line of Rupert, Menkes, and Ramo getting a scoring opportunity here in the dying moment, but a little too late. But a valiant effort for the Raiders here tonight.
3-1, Canton leads with 9 seconds left, and we'll explain the playoff scenario in the post-game show, so folks stay tuned for that. Face-off will be inside Canton territory. Flanagan against Whitcup. 3-1, Canton leads. Shots 28-22. Raiders came back and got that third goal, or the first goal of the period, the third goal of the game. But despite some chances, they couldn't get that second one to equalize it and send this thing into overtime. 3-1, Canton leads on the open net goal. Puck goes in the corner. 5 seconds left. They battle for it. Flanagan gets sandwiched. Here's a shot, and that'll take care of it right there. And the Bears beat Massena.